Let's see what I picked up today for just $35. These aren't powerful GPU. In fact, most of them are basically dead, faulty, untested, or just straight up broken. I got all of this from Goodwill, and honestly, I'm not an expert. I don't have professional tools or much experience fixing hardware, but I do like taking risks, especially on things people have already given up on. So the real question is, can I bring any of these GPU back to life? Or did I just pay for a pile of problems? Let's find out. First, I'm going to check these 3 cards since they all look almost identical. So I'm guessing they're from the same family. None of them have any labels or branding left, so I honestly have no idea what model they are. And yeah, visually, they're pretty boring, especially if you're used to seeing huge modern GPU with flashy RGB everywhere. But I'm not going to make fun of how they look, because cards like these were once a really important part of old gaming systems. Without them, we wouldn't have the crazy graphics cards we have today. Alright, enough rambling. Let's get to the actual point of this video. The condition they arrived in was honestly disgusting. They're filthy, but I'm not going to waste time deep cleaning them unless they actually work. So before testing anything, I need to inspect the PCB carefully and make sure there are no signs of moisture, corrosion, or burnt components. If everything looks fine, then I'll move on to cleaning all the display ports and contacts before trying to wake them up. Alright, I've got everything ready. Time to test the first GPU. Let's plug it in and power it on. Oh no, no signal at all. Alright, let's not panic. I'll switch to the second display port. Oh, there we go, it's alive. Now I need to make sure it's actually stable. The system identifies it as an AMD Radeon HD 7000. To test it properly, I'm running Unigine Heaven. And yeah, the performance is pretty rough. But that's expected. This card came out around 15 years ago, so I'm not expecting miracles here. What really matters is this. It completed the benchmark without any artifacts, glitches, or crashes, which means it still works. Not perfectly, but it works. And honestly, it looks like these cards were sold not because they're broken, but simply because they're too old to be useful anymore. Alright, moving on to the second GPU. Everything is set up, time to power it on and see if we get lucky again. The fan spins, but there's no display output, and on top of that, it's making a pretty loud noise. Something's clearly wrong with the fan. Still, the bigger problem is no signal. I tried switching to another display port, but yeah, still nothing. At this point, I booted using the iGPU just to get into Windows and check if the system could at least detect the card. Maybe it's just a driver issue, right? Nope, Windows doesn't recognize anything. The only thing showing up is the iGPU. So yeah, that's a really bad sign. To be absolutely sure, I pulled the card out and checked it again, and noticed something worrying. The GPU chip and VRAM aren't generating any heat at all. That usually means one thing. It's not getting power or something critical has failed internally. At this point, it's safe to say this card is completely dead. Honestly, it's not a very valuable card anyway, so I'm not too bothered. Let's move on to the third one. Now on to the third GPU, the last one of the 3. And honestly, this start is even worse than the previous 2. The system powers on, but the fan doesn't spin at all and there's no display signal. At this point, it looks completely dead. But just in case, I tried another display port. Oh, thank God. There's a signal. So the card is actually alive, but the fan is dead. Before going any further, I needed a cooling solution. I didn't bother trying to repair the original fan. Instead, I took the fan from the previously dead card and swapped it over. And just like that, I now have a fully working GPU. To make sure it's stable, I ran it through a stress test using Unigine Heaven, and it completed the test exactly as expected. No crashes, no artifacts. But let's be real, this card's strongest trait isn't performance, it's power efficiency. It was never designed for modern gaming, so I'm not even going to bother testing it in games. Now onto the fourth GPU, and yeah, it's an AMD 7240, a pretty old card at this point. My goal here is simple, see if it works at all. If it shows any signs of life, I'll try to fix it. So I install the card, plug in the HDMI, and power it on. Nothing. No signal on the screen, even though the keyboard light is on, which means the system itself is running. So the problem is clearly the GPU not outputting a display signal. Alright, I still have a bit of hope. There are 2 more ports to try. Switching to DVI, still nothing. Last chance, VGA, nope, still dead. At this point, I boot using the iGPU to get into Windows and check if the system can even detect this card. And nothing. Windows doesn't recognize it at all. Now I'm starting to wonder what is actually wrong with this thing. So I took it apart completely, removed the heatsink, and inspected the board. Surprisingly, there are no visible burn marks or blown components. But one thing stood out. The contacts and some components show heavy oxidation. Alright, time for a last attempt. I cleaned everything using a rust removal spray, carefully going through all the tiny gaps. Then I used a heat gun to dry it out and help stabilize the solder joints. This is pretty much the only repair method I can try at home. After putting everything back together, I tested it again. What the hell? Still no signal. And what's even more concerning, the GPU and VRM aren't generating any heat at all. I don't have a thermal camera to show you, but just by touching it, it's completely cold. At this point, I strongly suspect the GPU core itself is dead. Honestly, I really wanted this one to work, but there are just too many red flags. So yeah, I'm calling it here and moving on to the next card. Alright, let's move on to this one. GTX 751GB GDDR5. Finally, something that actually looks a bit more promising. It's stronger than all 4 cards before it. So honestly, I had a little hope again. But at the same time, I've been disappointed too many times today. So before I even press the power button, I'm already thinking, is this thing going to let me down again? Alright, let's do it. Power on. Oh shit, not again. No signal, nothing. Just a black screen staring back at me like it's mocking everything I've tried so far. Okay, stay calm. Try DVI. Still nothing. At this point, it's just exhausting. I've already cleaned every port, checked every cable, even switched to VGA. And yeah, same result. Nothing changes. Honestly, right here, I almost gave up. It starts to feel repetitive, like no matter what I do, the outcome is always the same. But then, something caught my attention. The card? It's warm. Not just a little warm, it's actually generating heat. And that's when it hit me. Wait, if it's heating up, that means it's alive. Maybe, just maybe, it's not dead. Maybe it's just not talking to the display. So I tried something different. I switched to the iGPU to boot into Windows, just to see if the system could even detect it. And then, oh yeah, there it is. Windows actually sees the card. I can't even describe how relieved I felt in that moment. After all that frustration, finally, a sign of life. So the problem isn't hardware, it's driver conflict. That means this card is salvageable. Alright, now I'm fully locked in again. First step, clean everything. I boot into safe mode, run DDU to wipe out every single trace of old drivers. No leftovers, no conflicts. Then I reboot back into normal Windows and carefully install a proper driver. And with older cards like this, you don't just grab the newest version and hope for the best. That's a mistake. You need the right version. So I went with 4.7 2.12, a super stable driver for the Maxwell architecture like this GTX 750. It's known to work well on Windows 10 and 11 and avoids a lot of weird issues. Install finishes. I open Device Manager, and there it is, recognized perfectly. Alright, moment of truth again. I switched display output from the iGPU to the GPU. Power on. Yes, it works. It actually works. Man, I did not expect that. After everything, it finally came back to life. And the craziest part? This fix isn't even that complicated, but not a lot of people know to try it. So if this helped you even a little, yeah, you know what to do. Alright, now it's time to do what I've been waiting for this whole time. Test stability. Or honestly, just enjoy the win. I fired up Unigine Heaven, and right away something felt different. The FPS is stable, not jumping all over the place like those dying cards earlier. It's smooth, consistent, alive, and the temperature? Man, this surprised me the most. It stays around 57 degrees Celsius. For an old card like this, that's perfect. That's the kind of temperature you want to see. I'm pretty sure someone repasted it before I got it. A few minutes in, it completes the entire benchmark. No artifacts, no glitches, no crashes. That's when it hit me. This card is actually good. At 1080p, it pushes around 86 FPS. That's not bad at all. But yeah, there's one obvious limitation, just 1 GB of RAM. And that hurts, especially with modern games. So I dropped it into a stronger system to really see what it can do. First up, CS2. Even on low settings, it instantly fills up that 1 GB RAM. And you can see it. The image starts to look soft, a bit blurry, like it's struggling to keep up. But interestingly, the FPS doesn't collapse. It still sits around 80 FPS, which is actually impressive. The strong CPU definitely helps here. So yeah, despite the RAM limitation, this is still a solid budget card for 1080p. But then, I tried pushing it harder. Cyberpunk 2077. And yeah, this is where reality kicks in. At the lowest settings, 1080p barely hits 20 FPS. It's rough, really rough. But let's be honest, it doesn't look good. So yeah, this card can survive. But it's definitely not built for modern AAA games. Alright, time for the 6th GPU. And this one? Finally something a bit more promising. GTX 750Ti 2GB. On paper, it's about 10% stronger than the last card. Not a huge jump. But at this point, I'll take anything. Visually, it actually looks pretty decent, clean, no major damage. The only issue is the I/O shield is heavily rusted, but honestly, I've seen worse today. Alright, no more waiting. Let's plug it in. Power on. No way, it posts instantly. I literally paused for a second. Is this real? I jump into GPU Z, and yeah, everything is detected correctly. Clocks, memory, all good. This is the first time today I actually feel confident, but I'm not celebrating yet. I've been tricked before. So I launch Unigine Heaven, and then something feels off. The FPS is weirdly low, and then, oh shit, the screen starts flickering, artifacts, signal drops, and then black screen, gone. But here's the strange part. The fan is still spinning, the system is still running. It's just, the display is gone. I reboot. Nothing, no signal at all anymore. At this point, I switch back to iGPU to check Windows. And yeah, it's not detected anymore. Just like that, it vanished. Now I'm confused. Is it overheating? Did it crash under load? Because theoretically, if it overheats once it cools down, it should come back. But this doesn't feel normal, so I take it apart. Carefully, slowly, checking every corner, and then I see it. A burn mark, right there on the board, and suddenly everything makes sense. But also, it doesn't, because how did it even boot in the first place if it was already damaged? At this point, I know I'm out of my depth, so I take it to a local technician, someone who actually knows what they're doing. He checks it, measures a few things, and yeah, he finds the issue. I don't even fully understand what he replaced, but he pulls out a hot air station and starts working on it. I just sit there, watching, hoping. About 15 minutes later, he's done. Alright, moment of truth again. I plug it back in. Power on. Oh my god, it's back. It actually works. I install the drivers, run the test again. And this time, it's completely different. Smooth, stable. FPS sits around 90, temperature around 65 degrees Celsius, and most importantly, no artifacts, no flickering, no crashes. It completes the entire test perfectly. Man, that feels good, but I'm not done yet. Let's push it harder. Cyberpunk 2077, low settings. The GPU is pinned at 100%, fighting for its life. FPS hovers around 25. Not great, but definitely better than the previous card. And honestly, I don't even care about the numbers anymore. Because this card, it was this close to being e-waste, and now it's alive again. It might not break any performance records, but it broke something more important. That label of being dead hardware. And the best part? I played on it for quite a while after that. No crashes, no weird issues, just working. I really hope it stays that way. Alright, let's move on to the final card. There's absolutely no label on it, no model number, no branding. So I'm just assuming it's some old forgotten GPU. But wait, something's already off. A few of the fan blades are broken, and someone literally glued them back together. Yeah, not a great start, but I'm not here to judge. Let's just see if it works. I plug it in, power on. The fan spins, but no signal. And yeah, that feeling again. I've seen this exact symptom way too many times today. Alright, let's tear it down. I take the cooler off. And immediately notice the thermal paste looks fresh. That means someone has already tried to fix this before. And then I see something worse. Some components are discolored. Not just one spot, multiple areas. Around the ICs across the board, these marks look like serious heat damage. And that's when it really sinks in. This card wasn't just used, it was overheated hard. Maybe it ran too hot for too long. Maybe something failed and took the rest with it. Either way, this isn't a simple fix. Sure, I could try repairing it, but let's be honest, it wouldn't last. When a board gets cooked like this, even if you fix one part, the rest are already weakened. And the cost to repair it properly? It just doesn't make sense for a card like this. So yeah, I'm calling it here. This one, I'm not saving. And with that, out of 7 GPU, I managed to bring 4 back to life. They're not powerful, they're not modern, but for just $15 total? But there's one thing that always lingers in the back of my mind: reliability. With these kinds of old GPU, it's a gamble. You never really know when they might fail. They can be working perfectly fine today and just die out of nowhere tomorrow. So if you're looking for something stable, something you can rely on every day, then honestly, you should buy from a trusted seller or a reputable source. But if you're like me, if you enjoy the risk, the process, the challenge, then yeah, I totally get it. I'd even encourage it. Just make sure you have the budget and at least some technical knowledge, because this isn't something you can approach casually. Not every card is the same. Some are lightly damaged and easy to fix. Others are already too far gone. Yeah, that's a win. Thanks for watching till the end.